Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the Venture Institute. At the Venture Institute, it's going to be a state-of-the-art facility that we're going to introduce to the community, which has 5 activity rooms based on your children's age range and learning ability. In each room, I'm going to be performing 2 activities per age group, and below I'll be showing you what our room looks like for each age group, as well as the activities I'll be performing. The first one up is our infant age group. We're in this age group, I'm going to be targeting our first activity, which is going to target their sound or hearing. This is very important because it's the first thing that the baby picks up on, and we'll be using these Noggin shakers to go ahead and stimulate those senses. You can also use bells, rattles, or drum sounds as well. This will target the cognitive behavior and target one of 5 senses through reflex control. For my second activity, I'm going to be using black and white contrast books, and this is going to be targeting their eyesight and vision. From birth, the baby has limited vision, so the retina, which distinguishes the color and the light, is not fully developed, and my activity is going to help develop that. For this group, I'm going to be purchasing the Noggin shakers. I have a link to those, and those are about $20 for 3 of those. The next age group is the toddler room. In the toddler room, this is what our toddler room will look like. And my first activity is going to be what I like to call Hidden Treasure. I'll be playing Hidden Treasure with the kids. This game will use their favorite toys based on their age range, and I'll hide everyone's toy around the room if it was an Easter egg hunt. This is good because it can be played indoors and outdoors. It'll teach the kids motor skills such as running, walking, jumping, and coordination. For our second activity, I'm going to be using toys connected to ropes, targeting the cognitive development. We'll be playing a game that I call rolling, pushing, and pulling. And this is important because it teaches them the cause and effect behavior. And by giving a child a toy with a rope at a young age and walking forward, it shows them what that rope is being used for. Moving on to our early childhood room. Oh, and for this, for our toddler room, the purchase of choice is going to be a Blue's Clues stuffed animal that we can use for all children. Moving on to the early childhood room. This is what our childhood room will look like at the Venture Institute. And my first activity is going to be parallel playing, which involves puzzles. The theory that I have behind this is that it sparks social connections and development at young, understandable ages. The second activity, which I know will be a kid's favorite here at the Venture Institute, is going to be hide and seek. By doing this, I'll have the kids use different variations of counting. We will start by counting by 2s, moving on to 5s, and then even 10s. By completing this activity, they'll be enjoying themselves a lot, but as well as growing their brains and thinking skills. For this age group, I would like to purchase puzzles, and in the link you can get those for about $12. Moving to middle to late childhood, I'd like to take this outdoors, as this is one of the most physical times of a child's life. This is when they really become physical and like to be outdoors. It's kind of hard to keep them still, so I'd like to start my first activity by playing basketball. The more active a kid is in the early years determines their health in their later years. And if they don't want to be outside, I gave an option that the second activity will keep them indoors, and we're going to play checkers because doctors say that when a child starts to develop more complex ways of thinking, playing these kinds of games kind of help bridge those gaps. And this game consists of quite thoughtful quite thoughtful moments which target the cognitive behavior or cognitive ways of thinking. And for this, I'll be purchasing basketballs or kickballs, and you can get those in the link that I have posted for $15 to $20. Our last room is our adolescence room. And this is when we'll be covering their teenage years. So because of that, we're going to be moving into mock interviews. This is a social exercise to get teens to be familiar with their social skills and take on thinking perspectives that they normally wouldn't. It's kind of a social experiment also to get them more comfortable talking to people that they aren't familiar with as well. And for my last activity is going to be one called the blindfold walk. This is a level of trust that you put into fellow classmates and yourself, as well as taking your courage, and you let others lead you with a blindfold. This is also a social experiment that develops trust and courage within yourself. And for this, I'd like to be purchasing the blindfold, which I have in a link that you can get on Amazon for as low as $2. And for conclusion, I believe that this great new facility with our expert trainers could help in the upbringing of the children in our community. By doing so, we will take each child one by one and make them stronger, smarter, and a more rounded student for our society. Studies show that this type of training and experience in a child show that 41% have a better chance of making their lives more successful and helping within a community like this and being positive rather than being troublesome or grow up in going down the wrong path in life. So if you think this is a plus for our community, please vote for the Craig Venture Institute. Thank you.